presentation. Vincent, please come on up.
Greetings, Your Worship, councillors. For the record, my name is Vincent St. Pierre. I'm an administrator with the Calgary Alliance for the Common Good, but some of you may know me from other bits of mischief. The fluoridation campaign last year, the Save Fire Hall number 6 effort in Budget 2020, the various elements with my attendance at the Council of Communities with Councillor Wong, where I've attended with the Downtown Core Association. The speaker from this morning, Alice Lamb, I'm a member of her fan club. But I also do realize I am the speaker that's between you and lunch and topping up the coffee. So I'm going to be brief on my remarks. So typically when I'm offered a mic, I wasn't really actually expecting to speak today, primarily because I send in the little nudge to Jessica and Jordan and the whole awesome clerks team that put up with us. But when I'm offered a mic, I take it for 2 key reasons. You may have heard that Isra couldn't make it today. She spoke at our Action Assembly, which you can see the recording online at team.calgarycommongood.org, but where she spoke to issues that mattered to her. And one of the things that we've been doing with the Calgary Alliance, and I support these various leaders in the Calgary Alliance as one of their administrative support team members. And what I do is I try to support them in not only being, at present, but make their voices louder, larger, and more impactful. And one of those key issues is that, wait a second, for those folks who don't get offered the mic, who don't have access to that chance, who aren't on the mailing list, who haven't seen the newsletter, who haven't, been tapped on the shoulder and say, hey, you should show up. What happens then for those missing voices? And one of the key bits that we focus on with the Calgary Alliance is that aspect of listening and taking a step back and looking at those various communities and places where have we missed? Who's not in the room? What hasn't happened? And we did a 6-month listening campaign this year where we heard about accessibility in transit, about affordable housing, and all those other elements that both Steve from the Calgary Climate Hub, but also Reverend Klassen spoke to earlier. So I invite you not only to review the 2-pager that was shared with each individual office over the past 3 months, but also within our meetings to each of you and within the further work that we do to advocate for a better city for all Calgarians. I want to say a special thank you to Councillor Walcott, who attended our Action Assembly earlier this month and who presented and shared his remarks, but also helped shape and shift the conversation towards a more positive, more future-focused, and a Calgary that works for the benefit of all. So thank you so much to listening to these words of mine. Thank you for listening to the 2 leaders that presented earlier from the Calgary Alliance umbrella. And please continue advocating for a better city and looking at all of our asks and all the questions that have been supported today.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I've got some questions in the queue. The first one is from Councillor